First, it's Caner Tip Tuesday. What is the best cane for Sobrevivencia? The Cuban cane art of survival. If you wondered that, I'm going to tell you what that is, but before we do that, I do want to share a story to illustrate that with an example straight from the founder. Before we go into that, listen, you have free resources. Take advantage of it. The first one is the no-cost cane clarity call. Text the letter CCC to the number on the screen in less than 24 hours. We will be on a conversation with you, learning what it is that attracts you to this, and more importantly, how can you get cane trained. And the second one is we have a free Sobrevivencia SV, right, for Sobrevivencia, short for Sobrevivencia, newsletter that comes out almost daily. We do that certainly weekly, and it gets emailed to you. You can opt out anytime, but I doubt you're going to want to because it's awesome. Just text the letters SVNL to the number on the screen and you'll start receiving right away. So listen, it's today we begin fall cane immersion. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the founder, Maestro Eduardo Reese, is going to be teaching from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And years ago, he showed up to an immersion. He's very unpredictable. He showed up empty-handed, and he's looking at everyone, and everybody's wondering, okay, well, this is all about cane. Well, how come he's not holding a cane? And suddenly he goes like this, and he reaches into his back pocket, and he pulls out this folder for a cane. And everybody's looking at him, and I was like going, okay. And so he looks at everybody's cane, and he makes this statement. He says, those canes that you're all carrying are the best canes in the world. We're talking about cane master canes, you know, the finest canes, wooden canes, raven canes, all that. And then he says, don't miss this. He says, but don't ever get it wrong. I can do with this cane anything that you guys can do and more. This is a cheap, folder that you can find at a drugstore. The moral of that story, what he's trying to say is that it's not about the cane, but it's about the cane training, because at the end of the day, you're the real equalizer. So with that in mind, let me tell you, is there such a thing as a better SV cane? What would be the ideal cane? I'm going to give you some of the characteristics for that. The first thing is that the cane should be light. Now, he acknowledges that there's people that like heavy canes, but at the end of the day, you want speed and ease of use with the cane. In his words, the lighter, the better. Keep in mind again that in the island, he didn't have access to hardwoods. He didn't have access to aircraft grade aluminum or anything like that. That's why he says things like, hey, the cane is there to protect you, but you're also there to protect the cane. Because in SV, it's not about putting that cane and trusting that cane to be between you and the incoming attack. It's about movement that leaves you in a position where you can counter and or get away, right? It's not about going, sacrificing the cane, right, to defend yourself. It's not about that. So the first thing is, it should be light. The second thing is, pretty much just forget about all these. I'm going to give you an example of what not is typical in SV in terms of a cane, is forget all this work done on the shaft. Now, this is a silent night. This is my design. This is very popular. It's awesome. I don't care where you go. This is the nicest looking cane on the block. You know, Cane Masters does this exclusively, or manufactures it exclusively for ACSD. But you see all this work done here, unnecessary for SV. You see that horn in particular with the eyes, it calls attention to itself. That's not typical. You can use it, but it's not typical of SV. And don't get me wrong, I have several Silent Nights, they're great. But for SV specifically, the less work done on the shaft, the less work, the less it calls attention to itself. And that would be the third point. In other words, the test here, according to the founder, is that if you were talking to law enforcement, you were speaking to law, it shouldn't be that law enforcement officer keeps looking down because it's calling attention and they keep looking down at the cane. It just looks like a medical device. That's it. That's the end of it. That would be the ideal cane. Now, the really neat thing about this week immersion is that those of you that know me, I've shared with you that now for some time, and thinking about the ideal, an SV cane And I shared that with Maestro Reese, and so I have, I dig into my creative self. I share some things because we want him obviously to endorse it. And I have something that I'll be sharing with you guys during immersion, right? They'll hear about it first. And then Maestro Reese, ready for this, he's got tools that complement that cane, and he wants to share that as well. Now, I don't even know what that is, and I've told you before, being 1000% honest with you, he has tools that, he's very handy with the hands, he's very creative, out of necessity, things that he used on the island for self-protection that he's never even shared it with me, but he'll be sharing it there. While it's already too late to be here live with us, you can still sneak in, but you gotta do it right away, because that's it, we're closing the door. You can do it online, and you can have access to the recordings if that's something that interests you. Go to the link below or give us a call. Just give us a call at 800-289-8188, and you can still be part of either just the Sobrevivencia with Maestro Reese. This is going to be on Wednesday. Even if you can't show up live, you'll have access for live to the recording, or you can get the whole thing, especially those of you that follow me with SV Flow. You want to be a part of that. It's sold out the first time in just 3 days. Okay, and there's no excuses here. I've made it as easy as possible for you to become a part of this, and then say, oh gosh, I missed that, and I'm really into SV. Go ahead and do it. Give us a call or go straight to the link. You will get the access credentials, but that's it. Time is up. Okay, so now you know what the ideal SV cane is. It turns out it's a pretty simple cane, because the bottom line, it's movement-based art, and at the end of the day, training, you are the real equalizer. Okay, go ahead and comment. Ask questions if you'd like. We're always here to serve you. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe. I'll see you on the next video.